Let's give this another shot. You guys should be able to hear me. You should be able to see me. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. All right. I got to reboot everything for whatever reason. My computer just went nuts. All right. So let me turn sound on. Everybody's coming back in. Perfect. Perfect. So resuming where we were, I think I got the recording running. The sound is on, the sharing is on. There's about 12 or so of us here. Going back to the daily chart. Going back to the daily chart. Our calendar is really empty for today. So on the daily, we compare today with yesterday. We have a slightly higher low. We have a slightly higher high. We are bullish and pushing higher. If we go and look at how this came to be, we can see about an hour or so ago, there was a piece of news that, gave us a little bit of volatility. That was the revised CPI, probably not found on many calendars. And then from here, we have a target. If we use Fibonacci, just for a ballparking, we have a target somewhere in the 8100 area. And so that's about 2 or 3 boxes away, right? 2 boxes away. And so we want to start selling in that 8,000 area, 800, whatever, right around here. Right. So above this line here, we want to be sellers. Right. Until then, I myself have positioned a bunch of longs. That's about 3% of the account. Right. So I'm running 3% of the account as swing trades. And as I'm sitting here watching this, I'm going to grab my box and we're going to see if we can make some 3-pip trades for an hour or so. All right, so here's our box. If I put the box on the most recent swing low and I measure from the swing low, I can see we've gone up 1, 2, 3 boxes on the news event. And then since then, we've been maintaining, this constructive outlook, right? We've been holding support. And so just holding support in a classical sense tells us, we're constructive, we're bullish. And so we want to expect more of the same. And so where we are right here, right now, I'll take a buy, right? And now I took a buy for 1 click. My target is 3 pips and its stop loss is 36 pips away down here. Right. So I'm running 2 strategies concurrently. Right. I have swing trades for 3% of my book, and I just took 1/4 of what belongs in this box as a 3-pip trade. Right. Ultimately, I want to be a seller, right? But not until we get a little bit higher, maybe another box. Oh, look at that. It's almost a perfect fit. Right. So anything above here is a sell territory. And if we look at the average daily range, that should put us in the ballpark. All right. So for the last 3 days, we've been looking at that 800, 8,000 area as a plausible target. And today we finally get maybe a sniff at it, right? We might just get really, really close to it. And then if we do, we want to sell, right? We want to be bears. And so we're building a position. I'm building a position right now, long position. Ultimately, I will be building shorts for the next leg. Right. So this is what I'm working on right now. Right. And we're hoping, or I'm hoping that we get up to this level here, this zone where I can start to sell. right? So anything above 08 all the way to 0830, right? So all of this area here is our playground. We want to sell up there. Right? All of this up here, we want to sell. Until then, I'm buying until I get into this area. Right. So I'm buying my way there, and then I'll be selling up there. And I'll be selling for 3 to 4 boxes worth. Right. So as we speak, we want to be buying support. Right. That's this. Where is support in the current environment? Right. If it pulls back, any kind of a wick of a red candle, an excuse to buy, right? We need an excuse to buy. If it comes back to the bottom of the box, that'd be beautiful. Let's see, I should finish loading up my other trading platforms. Log into this over here. And then I'll have, so right there, right now, if you can, take a buy. 1, 2, 3. I already had 1 or 2 running, so I'm just putting the clicks that belong in that box. Right, so if we go down to our 5-minute chart and look left, we have our floor, we have our ceiling, we have the ladder that we can identify, rather clearly, and then we draw the ladder, right? You need to draw those levels, in order for your mind to be able to see where your action points need to be. Right, so right up here. Right, so by looking left, we want to highlight levels that will become critical. Things like this. There. Right, I'm just no fancy tools, just my mind's eye. I'm just looking left, trying to connect the dots. Levels that were useful in the past might be useful again in a few minutes. Right, so we draw this ladder. In the end, this is static, and what we do with the box is dynamic. Right, so now that I have this expectation on the right, I have this call to action every few minutes. On the left, I can actually follow the facts and start stacking boxes and maneuvering the boxes to make up for what I see. Right, so if I'm seeing a pullback, maybe I can measure the pullback. If I see an extension, maybe I can measure the extension. If I see a reversal, I can measure the reversal. Right, the box gives me a feeling of security because it gives me the same job on 3 sides, and those 3 jobs are the same over and over and over. And because of that consistency, I end up with consistent P&L. Right, my behavior is consistent. Right, so here's a good spot to buy if you can. Right, and as such, because I'm running swing trades, what you see already open, as well as 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. I'm currently in updraw, and I'm creating a position that should pay over time. Right, we talked about that a few minutes ago. And so ideally, I have a goal. I'm going to get there with baby steps. Those same baby steps make me money along the way consistently. I think it's in the order of 47 cents or so per click. right? And then by the time I get to this predetermined destination, I close all of the swing trades at the same time. Right. So the drawdown to this is if things go the opposite way and I'm wrong on my bias and I start building a position that ultimately builds drawdown, I have to deal with that drawdown at once. And usually that's by targeting break even. Right. So if I accumulate this huge pool of drawdown, many open trades, I aggregate and then I look for one exit, a break even. Right. So the plan is laid out. It's a matter of executing. So here we are on the red candle. If you have the clicks to spend them right here. We're not trying to get to the moon, right? This move is not expected to go all the way back, up here. We're only trying to go up maybe 2, maybe 3 boxes. And we're going to be then resuming the trend, right? Going back in the direction of intermediate and long term, right? We want to be resuming selling, but we don't want to be selling when it's cheap. We want to be selling when it's worth selling in that area up here. Anything above the 800 level, right? That's all a big sell zone for us. And if we measure this, lo and behold, it's 3 boxes. Right, so we can afford to sell here and even have an extra box to spare up at the top. Right, we just want to see it get there. And as it gets there, right now, we are attempting to make 3 pips on the way up. Right, if you want to, you can just ahead of time plan out a bunch of sell trades in that sell zone, pending orders. Right, so let's leave this be for a minute and just watch support come into play. Right, we're testing support. If we're looking left, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, we have all of this support area here. We're testing this zone, right? We're expecting this to hold and the price to go up from here. So I'm going to take 1 click right there. It looks messy because of all of the swing trades that are already at play. See if I can open this over here. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through the logs and find out what happened to the computer there 20 minutes ago. All the platforms were blinking. There we are, closing some winners. I happen to be staring at a 10-minute chart over here, so I'm going to switch that to 1, and now maybe everything will make more sense. There we are. I thought things looked kind of weird. The box was huge. Let's double check everything. I think when we rebooted, my default settings all got reset. Let's build a box. I'm looking for a box that is 60 bars by 9 pips. It's 73 by 8. There, 60 by 9. Good. And so I can take this, bring that over here, and this is the box we're going to be using. So if I start from the low and start measuring from the low, The market at the time of the news event rallied 3 boxes. And then from the high of the news event and so on and so forth, we've bounced back and forth a couple of boxes. If we move forward to the most recent swing low and start measuring from there, we have 1.5 boxes, and we are expecting to continue in that direction. All right, so fast forward, I'm right here in this current box, and we want to buy this level right now. Right, so that's my 4 clicks, 5 actually. I have to stop. I have to stop clicking for now until I recycle some of these trades or remove some of my swings or so on because I'm pushing the risk limits. Right. Okay, so we built the ladder on our 5-minute chart. We're attempting as we speak to go up the ladder. And as we go up the ladder, we are targeting this zone up here. Anything above 08 becomes our sell playground, right? We're going to be selling resistances up here. Until we get there, we are buying support, right? Strategizing for the next move. This is a plan we've been looking forward to literally all week. We've been looking for this zone every day this week. And it's a matter of time and having a plan once we get there. So let us see close some trades here. Average bar on the 1-minute chart is 2.7. That makes more sense. A few seconds ago, I was looking at a 10 minutes. That's why everything was messed up. This is a 1 hour. Let's switch that to a 5 minutes. Wow, what a crazy morning. Phew. Back on track. All right. So we've been delayed, we've been rebooted, and I'm still in the position, and it's still making me money. Up draw $14. Looking to sell from higher before the end of the day. Preferably you want to be owning US dollars going into the weekend, not getting rid of them. Yeah. Trading stick shift. Nothing is automatic. Do you know how to use a clutch? You're going to learn. There we are. All right, so if we have an opportunity to buy right around here, and then we pause. All right, recycle some trades, pause. All right, there's nothing wrong with walking away flat, especially if you can do it on schedule every day. Our expectancy is, oh, it's almost like a budget per click, right? in the back of your mind, you know what each click is worth. We just built, a track record of clicks. We can get up to this zone up here that will allow us to recycle all of my current 3-pip trades, and that would put me in, 9 pips of draw up from my swing trades. And so I'm running a book with two independent strategies on the same euro. Right. So altogether, I had to keep an eye on the risk that I'm putting here because it's all on the euro. So right now I'm running about 4%, 3%, 4% of the account. That's the 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips that I'm hoping to recycle, as well as, the combination of the swing trades. So we've had a productive week. We've been successful every day. No complaints. Perfect. Holding support is constructive. 9th of February. Year's flying. Come on. We're exploiting time, right? This is how they get under our skin, right? The average day is 60 or 70 pips. In the last 18 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, nothing's been happening. Literally nothing, like 28 pips, 29 pips. So where's the rest? 33 pips. The average is 69. We're looking to do twice as much work still. And I'm thinking it's going to happen in the bullish direction. Right. So the missing average, what's missing from this, I think is coming in the upward direction, and it will enable us to sell into the, maybe into the close if you're into that kind of stuff, or at least be short going into next week with your mindset. Right. Here's an hourly. We know we're only here for a couple hours. Right. And so the intent is to see a couple hours in one particular direction, and maybe that enables us to act on, the second half of the plan. When you look at it on the 5 minutes, it starts to look like a ladder, and now you're going up the ladder or down the ladder, and so on and so forth. Oh, yeah. Someone's mentioning in the chat room, it's also Chinese New Year. So, yeah, lots of opportunities to look at gold. There's the move maybe we're looking for. Right? Typically, the bottom of the hour brings with it the end of a pullback, the end of a bear or bull pullback. That might be it right here. That might be the end of this small move. we'll have to wait and see. Oh, God. We're still looking for a move to go slightly higher. Time is a factor today, considering it is Friday. Hmm. Oh, it's not. Sorry. It's the other one. There's two of them. There's two of them. That's the problem. Sorry, I'm still rebooting my computer. Fire up MT4. Where is that opening? Oh, it's opening over here. Francisco's having problems with his one-click trading. There's my one-click trading, and it's working. All right, so if you're having issues, double check your settings. All right, if you right-click Expert Advisor, Properties, you should be able to find your settings there and update accordingly. Let me remove this out of the way. There we go. That's what we want to see. A little move in our favor. All right, opportunity to build upon an existing position if you can't. All right, we're waiting for the move that is scheduled at the bottom of the hour, but it seems to be about 3 or 4 minutes late. That's okay. A few days ago, it came a few minutes early, so it is an average, right? We're just looking for average time, average price, and we learn to react to things that are outside of that average or off average. It's the reaction that becomes consistent over time. Right? So I'm going to put this box right there and anticipate a break into the new box in a bullish direction. Finish, finish booting up some other platforms and my calendar. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Everything is up and running. All right, so we're building a wedge. I don't know if you've noticed, we're building this triangle over here. And so I'm kind of expecting a break. Uh, likely, well, my probabilities point to the upside. It's a matter of time to see what the facts will be. I'm positioned for a break to the upside. You know, I've been saying so all morning. It's just the waiting is killing us. That's how they get under our skin. You know, a move that I've been looking for since Tuesday is taking place on Friday. But by not giving up and by sticking to the plan, you know, floor and ceiling, we know how to react when we come near these levels. And typically, we don't fall into the trap that's presented. Right? Outside ranges, we're wiser than that because our stop loss is way further than what the outside range is up against. So here we are still going sideways. You know, depending on how you adjust the boxes or where you know, park your boxes, we could be measuring this move right here, this environment, and now expecting a break out of this current box. Right? The break will tell us what's coming next. Is it breaking the top? Is it breaking in time? Or is it breaking the bottom, i.e. drawdown? Right? I'm positioned to take advantage of a break to the upside. Right? I want the wind in my sails. I want the market to keep moving in one particular direction for the time being. And then as we approach this, my own behavior, my own expectations will rotate to something else. Here we are closing some winners. Just want to repeat that same process. If I can recycle that trade that just closed on the red candle right there, some kind of a wick. Oh, perfect. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. I love it when it tickles like this. A lot of gymnastics, mental gymnastics. You know, we have a plan, but they're torquing things, right? They're twisting things into a pretzel. It doesn't mean our plan is flawed. It just postpones things. It puts things on hold. It forces us to use time instead of price. And somehow time, we can take advantage of it by spreading that risk that we have, you know, using the time to build a position. Right. So notice how we broke out of the triangle over here. Right. Is this a real break? We shall see. I have to slow down my clicks now until I get into this box. Once I get into this box, I'm afforded 4 or 5 more clicks. So let's see if this is for real. Going to a different time frame might give you a different perspective. Right? It's the same price, it's just a different perspective. Back to the 5 minutes. So we made a little bit of money. If we can get that same level presented to us, you know, we will repeat the same trade. Today seems to be a lot slower than previous days this week. You know, we were 20, 30 trades up by now. That's okay. The position is built. It's just postponing this gratification sometimes takes longer than we thought. Let's go take a peek at the dollar index just to see what's going on over there. So if we bring the dollar index into view, the Z-1 Treasury notes slightly, supported. Bonds bearish, yields at resistance, coming off of resistance. It looks like might be setting up for a breakout next week. We've been here multiple times, right? So what if the yields go further, right? The dollar index will go further too. Right? Until that happens, we seem to be in a retreat. Okay? And as this is retreating, we are taking advantage of that with the euro. Right? So we're only exploiting temporarily a intermediate move. We're expecting this, something like that. Time will tell. And then in about 13 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so, we should have the fix, the UK fix, typically on schedule, also typically with some kind of volatility, right? Brings with it some kind of volatility. And so we tend to exploit these moves within our plan. If we're wrong, we make a new low on the day. Right? Remember the ladder we built? The floor that we have, right? 740. Where is that floor? Right there, 740. And we have a long way to go. Recycling the trades, I'll take it back right there. Boom. This is the one that closed a few minutes ago. UK fix is next. After the UK fix, we start setting up for the banker's close. And then the banks actually do close. And then we're left with only the North American traders. And hopefully that's when we are flat and also finished for the day. So red candle, if you can take a click, take it. All right. Support holding is constructive, right? Look left. All of this stuff here is holding us up, right? We have to break through all of this in order to go further down. There's a lot of support between now and then. That's many, many boxes, right, of support. Yeah, the problem is we run out of provisions. We run out of bullets. We run out of, clicks well before you run out of opportunities. And so the name of the game now is pacing yourself. And we do that through the use of this security blanket and a number of clicks per box. You have to control yourself from going nuts. Chat box. Let's see if we can find support near here. Experience a little push higher. Once we get to a higher high, start selling, then we typically would expect the drift lower into Friday close, right? Leaving behind a wick at the top of the daily candle. Right? But first we have to get to this higher high. In doing so, I hope to close the existing trades and flatten my book. Whew. Warm in here. Someone in the group is asking what's the gold significance with Chinese New Year? According to Bing, it's a very lucky color. I guess it brings a lot of good luck and wealth and prosperity and good fortune. So, I think the Asian culture reveres gold and to really look up to it. I just would not bet against it, especially not on a Friday, even with or without Chinese New Year. There we are. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Recycle. I hear that whistle and I think recycle, automatic. It's like Pavlov's dog. There we go. Come on. Are there speeches on the schedule today to look out for? I totally forgot to check that out. Oh, that's well past. That's well past. Rig count, 11:30. Keep an eye open for Mr. Logan. That might be the clincher that we need for our sales for going short. Right. Still risk on. Risk on, risk on, risk on. Here's our chance to recycle those trades that closed a second ago. Put 2 on there. Let's just adjust this, something like that. Start to move the lines when there's so many lines there. Right around here. If you can take a click, this would be a good place for it, right? We're still contained to our standard deviation. We're expected, I guess, to run out of time any minute. As such, because it's on the right edge of the current box, we should get ready for anything. And so it could pick its direction. It could pick the upper box, or it could pick the lower box, right? We have to wait and see where we come out of the box and then set ourselves up for the next move, right? Probability tells me up is likely, but we have to watch it. We have to see it. We have to, prepare and have plan B and C and D. It looks like I'll be trading an extra few minutes today, making up for all these short days we've had this week. Just looking at my other platform. All right, one more bar, and we'll know where to put these boxes. So, awesome, awesome. All right, this is up and running. This is up and running. This is up and running. Okay. All right, so it looks like we're going to set up the boxes right there. And now, because we're on the edge, we will let the market decide what it's doing next, right? So our expectations are set up to either go this way or go this way, right? We're going to let the market choose what it does next, right? Which standard deviation will it pick, right? And it's picking it because time ran out on the original box, on this box here, right? We've exhausted a standard amount of time to complete a standard amount of work. And so now we're resetting everything and getting ready for the next standard amount of work. It looks like we're picking the upper box. Let's try to zoom in so I can see more of the box. There we go. It could float around between the two. Oh, that would be confusing. Going back to our 5 minute flag over there, or wedge, or triangle. Uh, Looks like it was a false flag. Few more minutes will give us a lot more clarity, I think. We want to see. Right, we need to make a higher high, literally to clear the path, right? To have a average daily range fulfilled at least maybe once this week. That'd be nice, right? The idea behind the average daily range is if we have 3 or 4 days in a row that are less than the average, it's only a matter of time until we have one big move that catches up to us and you know, sort of a jack in the box kind of deal. Everything's still, yeah, I still have stuff booting up in the background. Holy crap. I turned that off. There we go. Disabled. Perfect. All right, so we're back on the edge. Right? If you can take a clip, take it. Let's see. Testing support. Can you afford to buy support? All right, so top of the hour is here. The UK fix is upon us. And so we should expect slightly bigger bars, maybe more of them. You know, something is unfolding because of time of day and the requirements that it brings with it. That's sometime, some specific time of the month, the fix is valuable. It actually moves the market quite a bit. We never can tell ahead of time. Right? So we're still tightening up our triangle, getting tighter and tighter. Keep an eye on, let's keep an eye on this and this. buying support right there in box number 2. 1. And then if I can, I'll buy a little bit more here. And then maybe the bottom of this first box here. And then if I can, maybe the inside swing. And last but not least, the bottom of this box. All right, so that becomes box number 2. I'm putting risk in box number 2 now. Another way to look at it would be to slide this way, slide that over here, slide that over here, and it's as though nothing happened. Right? It's all a matter of perception. There's me taking a click right there. Trying to test for support. Right. It's a cheap assumption, and we're willing to repeat it as many times as possible, or within a couple hours at least, as many times as possible. Right. So if you can take a trade right now, there's a good level for it. Lastly, you can always put one at the bottom of the box. Right. Now the key will be the time and how much time you have left to clean up all of this. Right. My break even is 4 or 5 pips away and 3 pips away. And so I'm within, arm's length of breaking even. I'm not too worried about the positions that I have here. Ultimately, I'm still looking for a higher outcome, allowing me to, close my book. What is gold doing? Gold is bearish today. Gold is very bearish. Still would not want to be selling gold. No, if anything, you want to buy gold, right? So if it's mouth watering on the bearish side, sit on your hands and wait until you find support and wait until it becomes mouth watering on the buy side and then pounce, right? You don't want to be selling gold. You want to be a gold owner, just like all the central banks and pretty much everybody else that has assets. Here's break even coming up. This is so subjective. We screw ourselves over many times per day. And then at some point you realize you've made a mistake and you can fix the mistake before it becomes, too expensive. Or if you feel like I've had enough, you can close everything and not lose anything. at break even. Engineering break even, I think, is the secret sauce to this strategy, or any strategy for that matter. Let's close a few more trades here. We can put an end to this recording and call it a week. All right, we know the plan. The plan is to be short from higher. Just trying to get there seems to be difficult. Good place to buy gold right around here, actually. And silver. Come on. All right, so let's assume it's coming out over here on the side. Let's see. Game of assumption. Let's change that to blue. There we go. What is it, picking the upper box? So about 10 minutes into the fix. You can see the size of the bars here compared to the ones back here. Let's see what's happening now. This is the time we want to be paying attention right here. Which way do we go next? Right down to the last minute. 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is where we start the boxes. Right here. And now we wait and watch. Right, the time cycle just expired, right? The time cycle as of the start right here, right? So from that point, we were expected to either come out over here or come out over there. And instead, we ran out of time and came out between the two extremes. And so where we came out and expired, we begin the next expectations. And now our new expectations have to be picked by the market, right? The market has to choose which box it will go into next and spend the next hour, right? So it looks as though it's trying to pick the upper box to spend the next hour. Anything can happen. It could stay right sideways and not pick a box. Our triangle on the 5 minute is getting even tighter. There was a false break there 5 minutes ago. Recycle. I say so. I spy with my little eye something green. What's happening to our triangle? The anxiety is killing me, man. Oh my goodness. All right, don't be a dick for a tick. If you're close to your target, take it and walk away. All right. If you're near your average for the day, take it and walk away. All right. One pip can kill you. Don't be a dick for a tick. There we go. Come on, bust up. I'm becoming too cheerful. I have to relax. Deep breath. Deep breath. There's nothing here to cheer about. It's just a job. Come on. Oh man. See, this is how they get under your skin, right? You have a great plan, it's working, but it's so slow. It's like watching paint dry, but you know it's the right color. It's just, oh, you know, come on. More winners. That'd be nice. Add to the ones we've already got. Finish the day positive, preferably uh flat. In my case, I'll be busy all afternoon, so I'll probably be trading my way into the weekend, but that's okay. I actually enjoyed this. Oh, here's my recycling. Red candle. I hear the garbage truck. Or I'm rubbing my hands like an evil witch, when the plan just works. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, wow. They're just tickling our feet. I'm not laughing. If you can recycle, now's the place to do it. Did we pick the upper box? I say so. I'll put this one aside and remove this. And just see what happens now. Right, so our 5-minute triangle has been tested on the bottom side. We came back in. Now we tested it on the top side, and we're still tightening up the wedge. And we're still tightening up our assumptions. And so it becomes now important to see the outcome of this, right? With the position that we have, the position that I have, I'm becoming conscientious of this little pointy point right there, that little bit right on the end, right? Why is the market so focused on this extreme? We'll find out. Stay tuned. Recycling trades if you can. If not, sit on your hands like me. I'm still about $10 in profit in draw up or up draw. Gold is starting to bounce off support as expected. Dollar index is coming off of resistance as we thought it would. Right here. Coming off of resistance. The yields are not breaking out, which is good for our short euro. Or sorry, ultimate short euro. And this is kind of what we're looking for right now, right? A slight move higher so that we can sell. Who's on the calendar next? Are there any? There's nothing, 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 nothing. And we're just waiting to see our work getting paid. Yesterday's video, I think we recorded for 40 minutes or so, 50 minutes or so, and then within half hour we had the results. Today we're recording for an hour and a half or an hour, and still have not gotten the results. We're waiting. That's what they do to us. They're trying to get you to second guess yourself, give up on the good plan, throw away the key. They want you to lose. And here we are trying to figure out who's at the table and who's on the menu. I'm not on the menu. If I feel I am, I try to get off it right quick. Back to support. What's happening? Come on. I'm freaking out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Are we dropping? Are we going down a box? Do I get to open more trades? Come on. So at the bottom of the hour, uh, right around now, we start setting up or expecting, anticipating the European banks getting ready to close. All right, so bankers in Europe are now going through their book. They're trying to, balance everything before they must lock the doors, right? They have a job to do and they have to do it on schedule so they can leave on schedule. And sometimes, depending on what preceded this time, there might be more work to do than normal. Maybe not today, but on typical days, there might be volatility at this time because of the circadian nature of the market. Right. Right. So here's support. Here's me in box number 2 taking trades. I just took all 4 trades that belong in box number 2. Right here. Boom, 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 boom. We go and double check our higher time frame, redo the top down. Our top down, we started the day, with higher lows, higher highs, bullish. We're still bullish. We know we want to sell from a higher area. When we look at it on an hourly, we know we're inside of this wedge or triangle. And ultimately, the expectation is that the probabilities are that we should break to the upside. And so when we build the ladder and we start to play that ladder, we notice we haven't gone up or down, but instead we've been trading sideways literally all morning, and we're still waiting. I'll remove this. There. The bigger picture is what we are building, 1 minute at a time. And in that 1 minute of span, there's a lot goes through our mind. And a lot of that is counterintuitive. It's opposite to what you're trying to do. It's just not effective thinking. It's not worthwhile. We have to try and stay positive, try and be, focus on the plan and have plan B at the ready. Be willing, able, capable to execute plan B, even if it's going to end up costing you money. Right? So I'm waiting for something to come up to here. resetting the boxes, a lot of discretion. Two people can see the same chart and have two very different outcome depending on, how you perceive risk, right? And how you take advantage of it. Wait a few more minutes, and then I'll have to let you guys go. Uh, the waiting hurts. Support is constructive. I have to keep reminding myself of this because we've been at support all morning. And so we can't give up and all of a sudden say, oh, support is not working. It's working until it isn't. And so far it has held. Let's go, let's go, let's go. This week had a very, very, very light calendar. And hence we had extremely light volatility and yet a lot of unknown. Anything can creep up, anything can, wreck a good plan. There we are. Yeah, out flat is not bad either. Especially if you have a schedule to adhere to. I have the luxury of forward testing this all day long. So, que sera, sera. I'll face the facts and deal with things as they come about. Our 5 minute triangle is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. The anxiety is going up and up. The pressure is going up. Stress is going up. I can't wait for this weekend. Nothing on my to-do list. It's going to be a nice, relaxing time. A few more minutes. 15, 20 minutes or so. And I'll have to end the recording. All right, we're still looking for a higher high on the day. We're still looking for a bearish outcome, from a high. So ideally, we're looking to build a wick on the daily candle, but not at this level. Our triangle must be running out of time. Come on, two more green candles, just like that first one there. Beautiful. And if I can see red, I'll recycle. I'm in the mood. Oh, there we go. All right, so remember, I still have a whole bunch of swing trades that are up and running, and I'm looking to close all of those swing trades in the upper box, right up here. And so I am going to be managing these trades into an outcome that is under my purview. Right, so we just came right back into our little triangle here, enabling us to recycle a couple of trades. See what happens. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have a dozen or so winners so far today. I think by the time we close the rest of these trades, we'll have had a successful day, successful week, so far successful month, overall successful year. We're just going to keep that going. Show up on Monday and do it again. Let's see what comes up with the next few minutes here before I let you guys go. I don't want to leave you without a plan. All right, so we think it's going like this. Somewhere up here, we want to become sellers and take advantage of this. Right, so the matter of fact is we have to get up there first. And so I'll be bullish for the time being. And if we're unable to go up, we therefore are maybe going sideways or down. So if we're going down, I'm allowing 4 boxes in total before it becomes too late and I must give up. Right, so I'm not going to give up unless the system tells me I have to. My ejection seats are structured to eject if everything goes to shits or poops. So I'm building the position, I'm recycling the same position over and over and over until everything is closed. If it doesn't, then I'm in drawdown, and I will be managing drawdown like we do every day, targeting the break even that we have in front of us. Right. So for the time being, if you're long like I am, don't touch a thing. Right. Don't touch your stop losses. Don't touch your targets. Look to come out with profit by end of day. If you are trading like I am, and you will be here for a few more hours, look to maybe sell if we reach resistance or breach resistance. Right. So I bid you guys farewell, and I see you on Monday. All right. Trade safe, trade small, and enjoy. Good luck. Bye-bye.